I'm not here to make people comfortable. I'm here to be myself. I deserve to be myself. I've worked really hard to own who I am and to have these beliefs and to live the way that I live. And I like myself. I do. I like myself more than I ever have done. But ironically, I think I'm more unlikable than ever before. I think I was more likable when I was not out, when I wasn't vegan, when I wasn't a loud and proud feminist. But yeah, I don't really want to be likable. That's not my goal anymore. I just want to be me. And I want to be a positive presence on this planet. Hello beautiful people, I'm Alessia. I am making this video not to pressure you to do anything in the new year. You don't have to have this big plan. You don't need to change who you are in the new year so you're this glamorous, more beautiful, more healthy, more successful version of yourself. This is simply just an excuse to self-reflect. I think it's nice that at this time of year we all kind of come together and make some plans for ourselves. It can be overwhelming if we feel the need to make these plans and goals for ourselves, but you don't need to do anything. If self-reflecting right now is just a bit too much for you, just take a pause, take a breather, and focus on calming your body rather than trying to make lots of plans. But if you do feel like you are in a good place right now mentally, you feel open to change and new ideas and people and experiences, then yeah, maybe this is the right video for you to watch. The first thing is worrying about wearing the right outfit to events, to parties, to gatherings, to drinks. I will not be messaging other people, seeing what they're going to wear, trying to suss out the situation so I can dress correctly. Because for me, choosing an outfit can be really fun and playful, and it can be a really good way to gear yourself up for a feeling that you want to experience. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we can use clothing to our advantage and to honour how we want to feel and show up in certain spaces. And I think that's for us to explore and choose, not for other people to determine. I really get why we might message our friends and be like, what are you wearing tonight? Because we want to fit in. And I understand why a lot of us want that, because, you know, we don't want to feel like an outsider. We don't want to feel like people are staring at us. But often people really don't notice what you're wearing. The person that tends to notice it the most is you. Don't over-concern yourself with what everybody else is wearing, if everybody else is going casual or dressing up, and tune more into what you want to wear. Allow yourself to play some nice music and have a fun time choosing your outfit. Clothing doesn't need to be this thing that enables us to fit in. It can be this thing that makes us stand out or makes us feel like ourselves. Unless there's a dress code or it's Halloween, I'm just going to wear what I want to wear, and I'm going to do so unapologetically. I'm not going to ask for permission from anybody else to wear what I am naturally drawn to wearing. Some days I wake up and I want to dress more androgynous. I want to wear baggier clothes. I want to feel more in my kind of queerness. Some days I want to dress quite feminine. I want to wear quite fitted clothing. It does depend on kind of what music I'm listening to when I'm getting changed and what mood I'm in when I'm getting changed. But I'd rather listen to that internal compass rather than what everybody else is saying and wanting from me. To be honest, fitting in is not a concern of mine anymore. I'm happy to stand out or look like the other if it means honouring my authentic self, my authentic desires, my genuine identity. Feeling that inner confidence is all I care about. The second thing that I really want to not bring into the new year is rushing around. I'm fed up of living life in the fast lane, of constantly feeling like I've got a rocket up my bum. I just want to slow down. Even saying that, slow down, and slowing down my words as I speak to you makes me feel more at peace and grounded and confident. I speak better when I present my ideas to you in these videos when I speak slower, because moving in a slower pace establishes such a sense of peace. I am somebody who has for a long time been on go, go, go mode. I've been rushing around, even when I don't need to be, even when it's the weekend. I've always had this kind of sense of, I need to make the most of this time, I need to be productive. But this pressure to make the most of our days and do everything we can and be as productive as we can eats away at our sense of awareness in the present moment. It's impossible to notice the blue sky if you're always on to the next task, always feeling that sense of urgency. And I get we might feel that because we've had to be in that kind of state for a lot of our life. We've had to be on the ball, we've had to be constantly doing. But I'd love to ask you now, is that still the case? Do you need to be in the fast lane right now? Or can you actually slow down a bit? Can you take the scenic route? When we slow down, we notice all the beautiful little details around us. We get to make the most of life's simple pleasures. Even right now, you're probably in a really lovely, cozy environment, or maybe you're sat next to somebody you love watching this video, or maybe you are noticing how nice my environment is, my beautiful plant, Lilo over there. When we're able to notice these beautiful intricacies, we feel happier and more fulfilled. And I don't know about you, but when I'm moving really fast and acting as if I'm in a rush when I'm actually not, I cause unnecessary anxiety. I make my heart race. I make my thoughts race. I make my body sweat. For any of you who watch my videos a lot, you'll know that I work in coffee shops so much. And I do find that I often walk really fast to these coffee shops. And I think I do this because it's the work day. I feel like the walk is a luxury, something that I need to enjoy, but also get done quickly. But I never really enjoy them when I'm walking really fast, when I'm feeling rushed. When I walk slower, I notice how wonderful the world is. I notice little things that I would miss if I was walking fast, like the birds tweeting, the flowers that I pass by, the couple that I see kissing and looking really happy together. Those lovely little human details are a blur when you're in the fast lane, when you're rushed. In 2025, I will be slower. When I can be. Obviously sometimes we don't have the luxury of slowing down. And I want to acknowledge that I'm in a position in which I can. And there are people out there who are not in that position. And it's, important to have that bigger perspective as well. But that should be more motivation that, if you do have the opportunity to slow down when some don't, you should utilize it, because that's healing. The third thing that I will not be bringing into 2025 is holding in my heartbreak, my tears. I will not distract myself constantly so I don't have to feel my feelings in 2025. And this is something that I've already been practicing over the last few months. And wow, has it been powerful. I feel so much lighter off the back of crying more. I can cry at the drop of a hat now. I actually remember when I was younger, I had a friend who cried at every movie. And I used to think, why is she always crying? And I think I used to think it was a bit of a weakness, and I didn't really see it in a positive light. But now I see how strong she was. Being able to cry at the drop of a hat is a strength. Because crying is releasing emotions, it's letting go. It's moving through the emotions, not being stuck in them. And that is a massive strength, because emotions can really weigh us down and bring us into not great versions of ourselves, not very motivated versions of ourselves, not very kind versions of ourselves. So yeah, have a good cry in 2025. Schedule in breaks to cry when you need them, when you feel your body is calling out for a release. I think back to a few weekends ago when I was just feeling a lot of emotions, feeling overwhelmed, feeling sad / happy, I was feeling a lot of intense emotions, and I dedicated some time to have a cry. I put on some Billie Eilish music. She often makes me cry. Her more sad songs, like What Was I Made For? I put that on and I journaled, and I cried really hard and loud, and it was wonderful. My partner was out shopping at the supermarket, so I had the apartment to myself, and I was just able to do it unapologetically without feeling cringy or without, feeling the need to control it. Like I let go. Doing that enabled me to feel lighter. Holding in the tears makes life just feel really hard to drag your body through. And you know what? A big part of me really wanted to just put on the TV and distract myself and ignore those emotions that I was feeling. But I knew that they would stick with me the more I ignored them. And I knew that they'd get more heavy and more confusing the longer I left them, the longer I didn't look at them and reflect on them and cry about them. So yeah, I was really proud of myself for scheduling that kind of cry session. I really encourage you, if you fancy it, to have a good cry, to lean into the things that let you cry and that let you kind of step into your vulnerability. I know for me, just crying off the whim doesn't always happen. Sometimes I need to kind of trigger it. I need to listen to music or watch something like a movie that resonates with me, that makes me think of my struggles. I need to journal and see what I've been struggling with in written form to really just hold space for it. But anyway, I realise I'm saying all the things that I don't want to bring into 2025 and then giving advice as if you have the same goals as me. You might not. So just take everything I say with a pinch of salt and know that my goals don't need to be yours. I will not be bringing into 2025 the worry that I am not good enough for the people in my life. The people I'm surrounded with right now are amazing. They're intelligent, they're funny, they're empathetic, they're inspiring. I've got so many really good people that care about me. Every now and then, the unhealed version of me will speak up and make me feel like I'm not good enough for those people, that I don't deserve their company, their love. I think it's kind of that unhealed inner child voice that comes up every now and then. In 2025, I plan on allowing that inner child to cry and complain and say these negative things about me, but I'm not going to allow her center stage. I'm going to hear her out, and then in my adult brain, I'm going to reassure her and say, actually, you are good enough. You do deserve these people. You are also intelligent, funny, empathetic, inspiring. These people wouldn't be around if you didn't deserve them. So I'm not going to linger on the thought that I'm not good enough. I'm not just going to accept that as a truth. I have been talking about this with my therapist a lot recently, the absolute angel of a woman. And I've been talking about how sometimes I do get those thoughts where I don't feel good enough, where I don't feel lovable, where I feel like a burden. These come up, but these aren't the only way I see myself. In a lot of ways, I do feel like I deserve love. I do feel like I'm not a burden. I feel like people are lucky to be in my presence and to have me around because I care a lot and I'm an interesting person. I have inspiring thoughts and ideas that I will share freely. So yeah, there's these kind of two sides to me, and I think that's the case for a lot of people. There's the healed side to me and the unhealed. And the unhealed you can't really get rid of, but you can learn to soothe that side of you. You can have an insecure thought, but not actually give into it and be like, yeah, this is me, I'm not good enough. You can have that thought and then go, actually, but I am, and here's the evidence, because I've got all these lovely people in my life. I've achieved this. I've healed this. I'm in therapy. I'm a kind person. I'm not this person that young me thinks I am. I really do think it's okay to have those kind of unhealed thoughts, but the point is that they're thoughts, they're not facts. Thoughts are just random ideas that are influenced by all sorts of things around us, outside sources, people, the media, our upbringing. Our thoughts are triggered by outside entities. They don't need to become your truth. You can watch a thought come into your mind and then let it go. I know this is easier said than done, but I really want you to know that your insecure thoughts are not your identity. They're not you. If you have great things in your life right now, they're there for a reason. They're not there by coincidence. If you have managed to have this great success at work, it's probably because you poured your love and energy into your work and you showed up as a kind employee or boss or creative, and people noticed that and good came from that. If you've got lovely people in your life, it's probably because you're a lovely person. When you have that thought that you're not good enough, hold space for it and recognize why it's there, that thought has come up. But then reaffirm to yourself that actually that's not true. The good in your life is there for a reason. The other thing that I want to not bring into 2025 is the need to monetize everything. Because I've been doing YouTube videos and I've had a bit of success with that, and getting sponsorships with brands, and I'm starting to make money from what I love. I'm kind of addicted to that feeling. I'm like, oh, I just love this. I just want to pour my love and energy into all my passions and all my little ideas now. But that can then become overwhelming. So I want to just enjoy things for the sake of doing them, not for the sake of making money from them. I really enjoy drawing. I really enjoy dancing. I'm actually really enjoying playing the piano. I mean, I can't at all, but I've just been playing by ear very recently. And I find that I really just switch off from the world when I do all these things. When I'm dancing in my living room to, is it Back on 74 by Jungle? I really enjoy doing things without expecting something from them, other than just joy and feeling close to myself. But yeah, I think this strong temptation to turn something innocent and fun and playful and random into something that makes you money comes from a lifetime of kind of capitalistic conditioning. We live in a world where we're encouraged to constantly make lots of money and to come up with the next best idea and to take over the world and be a boss. There's so much messaging out there that encourages us to prioritize money, making lots of it on material success. And there's actually very little pushing us to just start hobbies and do things for the sake of it, for some fun, to just kind of do it and then leave it. When I was younger, I used to draw all the time, and I never thought, oh, I need to post this. Oh gosh, this is a waste of my time, unless I do something with it. I turn it into a job. I just think we should get more in touch with that childlike sense of play and lack of expectation and lack of, oh, I need to make money from this. I need to be productive with my time. A lot of the time, doing the things that we love for the sake of making money takes the joy away. It takes the freedom away from that kind of process, that activity. And I have to remind myself of this. I am really lucky that my job does involve me doing the things that I love, and I'm going to continue pursuing that. But there are also other things that I love that I don't want to turn into a side hustle. When we do things just for the hell of it, just because it makes us feel good, we often leave ourselves so much more room for imperfection. I don't know about you, but when I'm being paid to create something, I really don't feel like there is much room for mistakes. And this can be a really daunting feeling, and it can take a lot of joy away. So yeah, bring on 2025 where I pour my time and energy into hobbies that I don't turn into anything. Okay, so the sixth thing that I'll be leaving behind in 2024 that I've already been practicing a lot recently is spending time with people that are not self-aware, that don't care about me, that make me feel bad about myself, that leave me feeling drained and insecure. As I get older, I'm getting increasingly more protective of my time and energy, and I really love that. I think I'm caring a bit less each year with how people perceive me, and that's given me more space to just be like, actually, I'm not gonna make the effort with these people. I'm not gonna be overly smiley with that person that just makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't care if I'm not likable to these people. I have really poured so much energy into my friendships over the last few years, and I've got such a wonderful circle of people surrounding me, and whenever I end up crossing paths with somebody who I don't feel like is on my wavelength, who I don't feel like is particularly kind, I don't really give them the time of day. I mean, I'm not rude, but let's just say in the past I probably would have given 100% of my energy, whereas now I give 30, maybe even 20% of my energy. Do you know what? It feels so good to protect your energy from people that just don't feel right to interact with. It feels like I'm really listening to my gut. And when you listen to your gut, it's satisfying, it feels right. And it's quite a grounding feeling to just trust in what your body is telling you to do. Like most people, I find myself in situations where I'm around people that I don't particularly like. And in those situations, I really plan to continue not adapting, not becoming a different version of myself that I think will make them comfortable. I really just want to stick to my guns. I want to be myself. I am just going to either say what I genuinely believe or keep to myself. I'm not going to do what I've done in the past. I'm not going to smile lots and laugh at jokes that I find disrespectful. I'm not going to pretend I agree with what people are saying when I actually disagree. And I realise this is very easy again to say, but quite hard to practice. But the point is, I feel ready to be disliked by some people. I feel comfortable not letting everybody have access to me. And I'm so excited that I'm going to have more time and energy for the people that make me feel good, and for myself in 2025, because I'm not going to be giving out the best of me to everybody, to people that don't deserve it. The last habit, behaviour that I will not, or try not to bring into 2025 is hiding my true self. Hiding what I believe in to make people happy. And I guess this is similar to my previous point, but more specifically, I'm really proud of who I am, but I realise actually a lot of the facets that make me me do make other people uncomfortable. I am vegan. I'm proudly a feminist. I am queer. I'm a sensitive person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I make videos that I post online. I share my opinions boldly. A lot of these aspects of my identity intimidate people. And I've hidden these aspects for the sake of other people, to make sure that they don't feel any discomfort. But these are the things that make me most proud of myself. I will no longer hide the beautiful aspects of myself for people. Obviously, there'll be times where I'll protect myself, or I will not feel the need to share the more intimate parts of myself. But I just want to more confidently wear my identity. In the past, I've really avoided talking about being vegan, for example, because sometimes people will want to kind of debate you, or they will feel guilty that they're not vegan and will feel judged, and then will go quiet, or yeah, people can react badly, but that's their problem. I'm not here to make people comfortable. I'm here to be myself. I deserve to be myself. I've worked really hard to own who I am and to have these beliefs and to live the way that I live. And I like myself. I do. I like myself more than I ever have done. But ironically, I think I'm more unlikable than ever before. I think I was more likable when I was not out, when I wasn't vegan, when I wasn't a loud and proud feminist. But yeah, I don't really want to be likable. That's not my goal anymore. I just want to be me. And I want to be a positive presence on this planet. Anyway, thank you so much for sitting with me. I'd love to hear your goals for 2025. I'd just love to hear your reflections as well. What are you proud of that you've achieved in the last year? Please feel free to just treat the comment section as your little journaling space almost. Please do subscribe if you enjoyed this, and like, and as I said, comment, and I'll see you soon with another video.